Happy Tolkien's Reading Day. Sword or Cane, an analysis on the moment that Bilbo has a change of heart. If you're new here, welcome to Heart of a Halfling. We talk about Lord of the Rings and do some Lord of the Ring things. So let's get started. As they sang, the hobbit felt the love of beautiful things made by hands and by cunning and by magic moving through him, a fierce and a jealous love, the desire of the hearts of dwarves. He wished to go and see the great mountains and hear the pine trees and the waterfalls, and explore caves and wear a sword instead of a walking stick. So here we have Bilbo having just heard the Misty Mountain song sung by the dwarves, and we have a change of heart in Bilbo. To this point, Bilbo has been seen on his front porch smoking a pipe, saying, "No adventures for me, makes you late for dinner." He has not been up for an adventure and been very reluctant for with having the dwarves in his home. But now, after hearing this beautiful song, and this haunting song, we have a change of heart in Bilbo. And I want to look at the progression that Bilbo has in this short little moment. And starting off, we have this desire to for things made by hands. He's wanting to do hands-on things. He is desiring the heart of dwarves. And so, right off the bat, we have this moment where Bilbo, who is a wealthy hobbit, doesn't really have a job. He is a gardener, right? So he's not doing too terribly much at home. He bakes, we know that. But that's kind of it. And so we have this shift right now where he's seeing these dwarves sing this beautiful haunting song played on instruments. Like there's all this creativity and this artist artistic incline just thrown at him right now. And you see this, this desire to be hands on and not just sit on his porch. But then from there, we see that he wants to see the great mountains, hear the pine trees and waterfalls, and explore the caves. Again, we have this progression of if you want to see something, you can see it from a distance. You don't have to get real up close to something to see that item, to see the great mountains, especially mountains, right? You can be quite a far away and be able to see them just fine. But to hear something, you have to be right up on it. You have to get a lot closer to that thing, to the pine trees, to the waterfalls, to actually hear it. And to explore, you have to be in it. That's not a bystander thing. It's not something you can do from the sidelines. You have to be in the cave, right, to explore it. So we have this dream progression of I want to make things, I want to be a part of something, to I want to see it, I want to hear it, I want to explore it, I want to be in it. And then my favorite part, wear a sword instead of a walking stick. Now, if Bilbo just wants to travel and wants to just go and see, you know, the mountains and hear the pine trees and the waterfalls and explore the caves, a walking stick is sufficient for that, right? He doesn't need anything extreme. A walking stick is perfect for hiking. You see it all the time. But the idea that he wants a sword instead of a walking stick means that he doesn't want to just see these things, but he wants to be hands on, right? He wants to take part in this adventure and not just be a bystander seeing everything happen, but to be active in the exploring, being active in the change, being active with the dwarves regaining their home and their treasure. So I love that we begin off with Bilbo being on his porch, just watching the world go by, being in his same routine, and then have this change of heart of not only do I want to go see things and travel, but I want to have an adventure. I want to take part in it. I want to make a change, however minor that may be. Even if it's in his own life, he wants to do something different. And I love that. And I think it's something that we all can take and learn from of not just be a bystander in our own lives and not just be on the sidelines, but go have an adventure. Go out there, go do something. And I just love this thing. I love this little quote. So I hope that everybody out there gets off of their front porches, goes and have an adventure, and of course, may your homes be filled with food and cheer. Bye.